But I want to have a sit down next to the fire and carry on this little bit of conversation what I'm having with myself and hopefully with people that's watching. You alright, everyone? Just thought I'd make a video. Haven't done one for, I don't know, maybe week and a half, fortnight, something like that. So I just thought I'd do one. Friday, the 3rd of October. We all know what Friday night is. It's onion night. Onion night, onion news with Pete. So, what better thing to talk about than onions? Pretty soon, everyone who's entering the challenge, I should say, sorry, will be setting the onions away if they're doing it on heat. Yeah. So, as last year, I'll be setting some away on heat. I'll be setting some away without heat and lights. As everyone else in the competition, I'm using the ELC. Like I said, last year I'd done them on the heat mats, then under lights, but I also set some away down here. And what I'd done to try and help them against the cold, I don't think I've actually got any here. Never mind, I haven't got any to show you. But I put them in small propagators inside of another propagator, inside of another propagator. And then I made a framework out of canes and I covered it in bubble wrap. And I just put it on here. And it was just to protect the onions from the freezing cold temperatures. They were really cold in here. So it did help. So I'll be doing exactly the same again this year. Only difference being, it won't just be the ELCA seeds. Pete sent me some seeds. I thought I'd left the seeds at home there. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, so hopefully you can see it. If you cannot, I'll read it to you. Some dual seeds for you, Jimmy. Thanks for all your support and help. Take care, Pete. So for these seeds, Pete, thank you very much. So, as well as the ELCA, I'll be doing these dual seeds. But, as well as these dual seeds from Pete, I've got some to collect from a friend of mine, Davy Dixon. I've known Davy for a long time. And he messaged me last night on Facebook to ask if I wanted any seeds. The Joe Atherton strain. And they're from a selected onion by Billy Rumney, who's a very well-known northeast grower. He's known more so for his leeks, but he does grow big onions. So Davy's offered us some of them. So I said, yeah, cheers, Davy. So my intention is, I'm probably going to do either 4 or 6 ELCA on heat and under lights. I'll probably do 3 or 4 in the cold. The seeds from Pete, pardon me, I'll probably do 4 on heat and under light. I'll probably do 4 in the cold. The dual seeds I get off Davy, I'll do exactly the same as the one from Pete. I'll do 4 on heat mats and lights, and then 4 in the cold. But as same as last year, I'd done the ELCA, I'd done, I can't remember to be fair with you, ELCA, Kelcia, Ailsa Craig, and John Soulsby, another friend of mine. I'd use John seeds as well. Unfortunately, I got leaf miner in the bed. Prior to putting them out in the bed, they were absolutely fine. You know, they were growing well. So that's my intentions to do. But I finished my hot chocolate now, and it's getting a little bit chilly. But what I wanted to talk about as well, I noticed Jen done a video the other day, and I had been having this in mind for a couple of weeks. So Jen, if you're watching this, I'm not copying off you. Honestly, I'm not. Music student, sorry. A couple of things I will be changing, and a couple of things I won't. Obviously, I'll be starting them off in either a tray or modules, same as I've done last year. I'll be starting them off in clover seed and modular compost. That's a given, I will be. They'll be potted on from either the module or the tray into a 3-inch pot. Same as last year. The pots will be marked up what the seeds are. So, Ailsa will have an A. The duathatans from Pete will have JAPT, duathaton Peter North. The other ones will have JADD, duathatan Davy Dixon. Just so people know what is growing better. Also, it's quite good. I'll be able to compare the two different strains, Pete's own and the one that Billy Rumney chose for Davy. So I'll be able to do a comparison with that. After the 3-inch pot, last year they went into that, which is a 1 litre pot. They then got put into a 2 litre pot. So I had problems last year with the canes. As the onions started to grow, the flags grew taller, they grew heavier, and they were flopping over. They were pulling the clips off the canes. So I came up with this because Davy had mentioned this to us a few weeks ago, and this is a 2 litre pot, same as that. Although that's wider, this is deeper, so you can see the canes will be able to go in deeper, which will give it a bigger hold. Yeah, so they'll go from the module or the tray into a 3-inch pot, into a 1 litre, into a 2 litre. But it won't be that 2 litre, it'll be this 2 litre. From this 2 litre, it'll go into that 3 litre there. Now, you look at that, that's deeper again. Obviously, it's wider, so there'll be plenty of support. From the 3, it'll then go into this. I got this off a friend of mine, well, of friends of mine, Eric and Rachel from our Northeast Allotment plots. They got some from wherever, and they kindly gave me 20. So, Eric and Rach, thank you. If anyone is interested in these, the rose pots, I got them from eBay. They're fairly cheap, and they do them in different sizes. You know, you're not just stuck to the 2 and 3 litres. I think they do 5, they do 10. So I'll put the links in the description box for them. And then from this, this is an 11 litre, isn't it? I'll just double check. Yeah, 11 litres. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but that's 11 litres. And then from there, the ones that are staining pots will go into this, which is a 12 litre or a 30 centimetre pot, whichever you want to call it. So the ones that stay in pots will stay in them. The rest will actually go out into a bed. Now, I put them in there just out the way, and I'll put them seeds there. So, feeds that I was using last year. Calmag. I'll still be using the Calmag. Fish mix. Basically a fish emollient. I'll still be using that. Liquid seaweed Vitax. I'll still be using that. I'll also still be using the liquid seaweed foliar feed. It's a foliar spray. It feeds, you spray it direct onto the, some people call them leaves, some people call them flags, some people call them fruits, whatever you want to call them. You spray this direct onto them. The other thing I will be using is the liquid Gromo 777. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I've got all sorts of different feeds up here. Dry blood, fish blood and bone with nitro chalk, potato feed, garden lime, superphosphate, bone meal, leek and onion feed, sulfur of potash, hoof and horn, and then I've got the chem packs. But I want to have a sit down next to the fire and carry on this little bit of conversation what I'm having with myself and hopefully with people that's watching. So, as I was saying, hey, I tell you what, it's been ages since I've had a little chat with the fire on. It feels like old times again. Anyhow, as I was saying, you know what feeds I'll still be using. Compost or a different kettle of fish this time round. As I say, they'll all be getting started off in the clover seed and modular compost, all of them. But when they get potted on, a half of the ones that's grown on heat mats and lights, the 3 different sets of onions, and then the other halves which are grown in coals, the sets that will be grown in heat and lights will then be potted on, half of them into a mix of John Innes enriched clover, and the other half of those will then be potted on into Keith Singleton's leek and onion compost. So if I've got hypothetically 6 ales here on heat, 3 will be getting the enriched John Innes enriched clover. The other 3 will get the Keith Singleton's leek and onion compost, and that'll happen with the other 2 strains of Joe Atherton's seeds. Speaking of Joe Atherton, I'd like to wish Joe a massive well done down at Malvern. He done absolutely fantastic. Speaking of Malvern, good friend of mine, Dean Hood from Dean's Oyster Plot. Well done, Dean, mate. Them onions, mint. Another northeast lad, Paul Rochester. Paul, fantastic results on coming first for your onions. With your leeks, sorry. Well done on the cucumber and the carrot as well. So, some of the northeast lads had good results from Malvern. Hopefully, I'll be there myself next year as a competitor. So, Dean is going to sort us out with some seeds for heavy carrots, which will be the giant heavy ugly things, but Dean's going to sort you with some seeds for that, some for heavy cucumber, some for heavy swede, some for heavy beetroot. There is something else I've forgotten, I can't remember. When it comes to this, I'll put it on this video so you can see. But there's about 5 or 6 different sets of seeds Dean's going to sort us out with. Speaking of seeds, my little brochure came from Premier Seeds today, so I'll be having a look through that as well. What was I going to say? This next season, I'm not going to be growing very much at all in the way of like 30 cauliflowers, 30 cabbages, 30 swede, etc. I'm not doing that. What I'm going to do, I'll share a bed with swede, cauli, cabbage, possibly broccoli, but I'll do them as succession soon. So I'll constantly have like 2 beds as one's just starting to like, well, I don't know what the word is, get a nice big head, or the cabbages are getting a lovely crown in them. The other ones will just be starting, you know what I mean? And that'll just take 2 beds up rather than taking like 6. And that'll leave us space for other things. Obviously, I will be doing the giant onions, as well as growing ordinary onions, you know, Red Baron, Vento, Bedfordshire Champion. But apart from that, all my potatoes will be going in tubs. Speaking of potatoes, I need to get my single seed potato ones pulled out. I noticed them, it'll be coming up a fortnight ago now. There's a load of green potatoes on the top of this bed, and I thought, what the hell's them? Then, as I got there, I'm looking, I thought, oh, Katie the Tatey. I totally forgot about her. For want of a better description, she's just been totally forgotten about. So, I've seen some harvests, what people have had, nicking them, and I'm not holding out any sort of hope that I don't even think I'll be anywhere near the weight I had last year. But even the green ones are going to be weird. You know, everyone helps. So I'll have to get that all them tatties out, a video made by Steve and sent away with the weight for Steve. But as I say, I think next year I will be growing giant stuff. Not a great deal, but I tell you what, that fire's bloody hot. My side's burning. I got a message on one of my old videos today of Jake. Jake the gardener. I'm sure Jake will be watching this. So I did reply to you, Jake. Your grow box, 3 foot in height, it'll suffice to get seedlings to grow, mate. The problem you're going to have is you need somewhere that's going to be warm to keep your onions. My grow box is 4 foot high. The both of them are. And last year I struggled. You know, they were touching the top of the box. All of a sudden you'll get a growth spurt. They'll grow taller. The flags will start to thicken out. And you've got to take some of the onions out of that grow box because obviously there's not enough space. And as I say, I had the 2. And even at 4 foot high, I thought they're not high enough. Unless you've got somewhere warm, you can keep them. I had been tempted to just buy a grow tent and put it in my spare room. I'm not allowed. So that kiboshed that. I do need to clear my shed out. It is more like a shed come garage workshop at the moment. So I need to try and clear it out, make space to get my other grow box in. One grow box is already there with the lights in place. I think it's got a mat in. I'll probably put another mat in. Then I need to bring the other grow box from my garage, set that up with the 2 heat mats and another set of lights. My fans are already there. The thermometer, what I've got, the plug-in thermometer, which I just plug into my extension and I plug a halogen heater in, that's already there, so that'll help keep heating through the night. So I think that's basically it. I just wanted to make a video with regards to the giant onion growing challenge, and obviously the other seeds I've got from Pete, from Davey, my mate. I would like to wish Jen all the very best of luck in defending her crown. I honestly mean that. I would like to wish everyone the very best of luck who's taken part. Obviously, there's quite a few people that'll be the front runners as it starts off. But as we all know, front runners can drop off, you know. Mine were doing quite well to begin with. Mine dropped off, more so with the leaf miner. Pete's dropped off, Duncan's did, you know. So you don't have to have lights to grow massive onions. You really don't. It is a beneficial help to you, but not a necessity, you know. So I would just like to say it's Friday. It's nearly Friday evening. Friday is onion night. All the very best to everybody that's taken part in growing the onions. And Jake, I might make myself a new grow box as well. A taller one, wider. Mine's 4 foot high, 3 foot wide, 2 foot depth. I may make it higher, and in which case I'll probably just take the top off, put some wood up the sides and put the top back on, and I'll have to make a new front. Reason I've got a front, it's lined with foil. I just think it's going to reflect the light more into the box. Occasionally I take it off, but anyhow, that's for another video. Have a great weekend, everyone. Hope Storm Amy doesn't do too much damage for you. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.